Money, money, money. This video is going to be all about money. What actually is money? Should we be aiming for it? Should we be trying to manifest it, especially as spiritual people? Why is there this big divide between spirituality and wealth? Why is wealth in some spiritual circles seen as the enemy, seen as a bad thing? Why have we been conditioned to think that money is the root of all? Money doesn't grow on, etc., etc. We have all these pre-programmed conditions and thoughts and ideas about money. But what actually is money? For me personally, my entire perspective and idea and understanding of what money is, how money works, why we strive for it, all got completely changed and obliterated when, as some of you may know, I lived and worked in an ashram. And for anyone who has spent time in an ashram or even maybe lived and worked in one as I did, you will know that it is a completely different way of life. The foundations are different, the structure is different, the way it works is different. It is really like entering another world. It's beautiful. I love it. I would still be there. But before I talk about how it changed my perspective of it, let's rewind a bit and talk about what money actually is and what we perceive it to be. Because I actually feel like, as a general rule of thumb, obviously, our idea of money is that it is the goal. Money is the goal. For example, if you ask certain people, in particular people who do not like their job, why are they doing it? They will say, for money. But money is actually just the middleman. They only want the money to pay their rent, to buy food, to look after their family, etc., etc. Maybe to buy the latest iWatch, Apple Watch, whatever it is. If all we were to ever have was the money itself and we weren't ever able to exchange it for something else, it would have no value. So money itself doesn't have value. It has potential. It has potential value. Money is never the ultimate goal. And yet for most of us, for most of our lives, we see it as the ultimate goal. We see it as the top of the mountain, but actually it's not that at all. Because when you reach that, you're like, then what? If there's nowhere else to go from that, if money is the ultimate, then there's nowhere else to go beyond it, and then it has no purpose. So money is just a carrier for energy. It's a currency. You expend some energy into doing something, you get given money for it. You have exchanged your energy, your value for that money. Your energy and value is now stored in this money. And this money is universal. It's like a universal form of energy, which you can then exchange for something else that you want. So this became really apparent to me when I was living in the ashram, because I was working. And people from this realm would say to me, this realm as if it's another realm, they would say to me, why are you working and not being paid? And my answer was, I don't need to be paid. And there are two parts to this. The first part is the spiritual part. It is the surrendering part. It is the devotion part. It is the service part. It is about doing beyond you. It is about eliminating the ego, really. It is about letting that ego get lost. But the second part of it, on a far more practical level, is that everything I needed was taken care of. I was provided with food, I was provided with running water. Everything was provided for me. Any need for me to have money was eliminated. And this really changes the way you view things. You realize that we place all this emphasis on money, but actually money is just the middleman. Money is just the messenger, money is just the carrier. And so traditionally, when you look at the way an ashram works, when you look at the way a sannyasin or, someone who has devoted themselves, someone who has surrendered their past life or their current life, surrendered all of their physical, this life, to that practice, to that devotion, then money isn't needed. That is part of what goes. That is part of what's taken care of so that you can focus on service. However, most of us, the vast majority of us, are living in the world where money is necessary, where money is important. And even in the ashram, money was still important. It still worked via money. It's just that we weren't directly involved in it. We were skipped out of that money process. It didn't need to pass through us. In this world, however, it is needed. It is necessary. It's the way we function. I just want to quickly address the understanding I have of money, which is that it is purely an amplifier. It will purely amplify whatever your intention is. If your intention is good, if your intention is to help people, the more money you have, the more you can help people. And of course, we all know here that you're not going to get happiness from material possessions unless you've got that happiness inside you. If you have it inside first, yes, you may find it in material possessions, but you'll also find it in everything else. Everything's just a reflection. But if it's not within you, and then you look outside, and then you chase that money dragon, it will never bring you what you want. So for people that have or know and understand that what's inside is important, and that that is where the work has to be done, and that nothing from outside is going to alter that, why should it be wrong that we find satisfaction and enjoyment in material things? Because that's just an enhancement of what we have within, which brings us to attachment. So it isn't the material thing itself that is the issue, that is frowned upon. It's the attachment you have to it. However, if you have found this inside already, you will actually find that attachments are fleeting. You will be more present in every single moment. And in any one moment, attachment doesn't come into it. Depending on your perspective, there either is no attachment at all, or there is attachment to everything because it is all there, and it is all one because it is all. Guess what? My battery's going flat again, so we're ending this here. Please do remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe if you enjoyed this or found any kind of value or even entertainment from it. Namaste, much love to you all. See you in the next one.